Hello, this is M. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a quick overview on the Android 11 user interface 3.1 menu options. So I have here a Samsung mobile device, and depending on your cell phone manufacturer or the Android version that you're running today, some of the options might be different, but please do keep in mind that we are going to touch base mainly the options that are the most common that can bring a value to you, hopefully. So let's move ahead and we start with the very first option, which is the connections option. Here you have three main connections capabilities or functionalities for your Android device. You have the Wi-Fi, where you of course connect to a Wi-Fi network, to a router, and to get online using the Wi-Fi connection points. Then you have the Bluetooth option, which allows you to connect to a Bluetooth speaker or to a Bluetooth headset or to a Bluetooth device overall. And then depending on your geography, on your settings that you have, you can also connect to an NFC payment, contactless payment. So you can actually make purchases using your mobile phone only without using your credit or debit card. Then we have the airplane mode. The airplane mode is, of course, self-explanatory. You can use it. It's recommended to use it when you're on a plane, just to avoid having different interactions between the waves that your cell phone is creating with the waves of the airplane system. So it's really useful to activate it whenever you go in the airplane. But also please do keep in mind that the airplane mode will turn off your Wi-Fi, your data connection, but not your Bluetooth connection. So your Bluetooth connection will remain active. Then we have the mobile networks and data usage, which are referring to your SIM card. Just like the SIM card manager, we have mainly the same settings. So you might be able to choose your mobile provider. You might wish to choose some settings for the mobile data, so you can activate the data server, or you can create your billing cycle on a specific date of the month, or you can also set up your data warning for a specific amount. So you can also set the data limit. You can do whatever you want based on your needs. Then for the mobile hotspot and tethering, that's very useful when you need to turn your cell phone into a router and you want to take the data that you have on your SIM and to turn it into a wireless network for external devices like PCs or like tablets or even different cell phones. So you can create that mobile hotspot. You'll have the option to create your own password. Your connection will have a name, and you will be able to connect for the other devices using that mobile hotspot that you are creating with your data settings. And then for the more connection settings, you can search nearby devices, so you can have an overview about the close devices that you have around you. You can set up a printing system, but for printers mainly, you might need also to add a dedicated application provided usually by your printer manufacturer. So yes, you can print directly from your cell phone remotely, as far as you have a wireless printer that can connect to your mobile phone. Then you have the VPN and the DNSs, which are private network, which are allowing you not to connect to internet in a, let's say, in a public way, but mainly to pass through different servers, which are going to ensure you a major safety and privacy. Let's move ahead and go to the sounds and vibration. Here, of course, is self-explanatory. What we have here, we have the ringtones, we have the notification sounds, the system sounds. We can adjust the volume. Then we can set up which kind of vibration we want, or the vibration pattern. So we can play a lot with the sounds, but I would highlight also the fact that you can choose on the sound quality and effects. If you have the Dolby Atmos option for either general use or gaming, you can activate your Dolby Atmos here, which will provide you a different sound. Or you can choose your equalizer options just to have a more customized sound on your cell phone. So you have that option too. And then for the adapt sound, here you can either change the sounds to your age range, or you can also use it as a workaround. In some cases, what happens? Your cell phone speaker starts to perform bit less better, let's say like this, and when you receive a phone call or you are making a phone call, you cannot hear the people that you are talking to. So that could be a workaround. And if you are setting, for instance, to over 60 years old, your Android will increase the sound for any frequency that you are using the phone to. For instance, you are going to receive a phone call, and then the volume will be higher than usual, just because you set up that specific criteria. Let's get back and go to the display. Into the display, we have the two options. We have the light mode and the dark mode. You can either choose between the two of them, but I would highlight for the dark mode that the dark mode is bringing you two main benefits. The first benefit is the visual one that will make your eyes make less effort to read what you have on your Android device. And the second benefit would be that could increase your battery lifetime for 1-2 hours per day, just because it's going to use less resources. Then you can choose for the brightness an adaptive brightness, or you can set it up manually. So it's up to you what you do prefer. What the adaptive brightness, will be whenever you are going to expose your cell phone to a powerful light or sun, your cell phone will increase the brightness, and whenever you are going to go into dark or have less light, then your Android will reduce the brightness in that specific environment. Then we have the motion smoothness. And here, depending on your cell phone, you might have this option or not. In my case, I have a processor that can go up to a refresh rate of 120 Hz. That option will increase or improve your cell phone speed of processing, but will use much more battery than usual. So you can either go to adaptive or to standard mode, which will go to up to 60 Hertz. So a bit slower, not that much lag, but for sure a better battery runtime. Then we have the eye comfort. You can choose, you can activate that one, which will turn yellow your menu, so it will be easier to read and force your eyes a bit less than usual, so you can see the difference. You can choose to activate or not that specific option. Then for the screen mode, what we have the vivid mode, which will allow you also to have a white balance. So the RGB white balance will be customizable, or you can go with natural colors, which will be a bit softer and not that powerful that we have for the vivid colors. You can choose your font style, and you can also download additional fonts. You can do that. You can choose between a bold or simple font. You can choose your font size as you wish. So you can do that. And you can also adjust the zoom level on your phone. So here we have a sample with how the zoom would look like, but you can zoom in or out as a predefined settings. Then for the screen resolution, again, it depends on your cell phone brand and model, but in my case I have three options. So I can go from HD, Full HD, or WQHD, so Ultra HD, keeping in mind that the higher you have the resolution, in this case is 3200 by 1440, more battery will use. So more quality, but less battery. It's up to you to decide what you prefer. Then we have the screen timeout, where you can choose between 15 up to 10 minutes. I would recommend you to go 1 minute or 2 minutes if you don't have a specific need. If you are going to turn on your clock watch, then you might want to go to 10 minutes for a moment and then get back to your preferred setting. Then the easy mode, what we'll do, will create that sort of view, and also at the icons level, you will have big icons, easy to read, but I would say not that beautiful. But you have also that kind of option. Then the edge panels, what are the edge panels? Is that specific bar that we have at the right. So that's the edge bar that I can customize. I can add them, remove them, and that might be useful when you have some banking application or services or transportation application. That could be also useful. Then for the navigation bar, I have the classic one that can be customized, so I can choose between the two options, or I can even move to that specific line approach. So from side to bottom, to swipe from bottom, and then to have the same options. So it's up to you to decide what you do prefer. The accidental touch protection will help you and your cell phone perform better when you have it on a pocket or a bag. So if you activate that option, what will happen will your cell phone will react less whenever in contact with an object. And the same for the touch sensitivity. It's very important where you are using a screen protector to activate that option, because with the screen protection, your touch sensitivity will be decreased. So please do activate that touch sensitivity if you have a screen protector, because that will bring you a plus. For the charging information, you can either choose to activate it or deactivate it, meaning that you are going to have a full view on the charging level and the remaining charging time when, of course, your phone will be in charging mode, will be charging. So moving ahead with what we have, we also have the wallpapers. So we can choose among different wallpapers from a lock screen only or home and lock screen. It's up to you to decide what you prefer. You have the themes. In my case, being a Galaxy device, I have the Galaxy themes, so that will allow me to customize my icons, also my home screen or lock screen. So yeah, we can customize I would say almost anything, but we can also customize the number of icons that we have on our lock screen. So we can choose how many apps you have on your lock screen, but also on the apps folder that you have in your device. You can choose to have the old-fashioned button to show apps, to show the apps here at the bottom. I prefer not to because we are far away from that one. And you can also lock your home screen layout, meaning that if you select that option, what your cell phone will do will not allow you anymore to move your icons from the home screen or to delete them or to create additional windows. That could be useful when you have several accidental touches or changes at the home level view. We can also hide some apps, so we can hide the apps if we want to, and we can choose if we want to have the apps icon badges, meaning that we can either have the number of notifications for instance, email, social media, chats, and so on and so forth. So we can activate or deactivate that option too. Then for the lock screen, we have the security options with the screen lock type, covering PIN, face recognition, fingerprints, and also the smart lock option. The always on display will allow you to have the always on, always active display or not, keeping in mind that you have improved accessibility with reduced battery or reduced accessibility with improved battery. So it's up to you to choose if you want to have the always on display with less battery or to have deactivated it with slightly more battery. Then for the clock style, you can choose between different options. You can also add the roaming clock, so really to have an additional clock when you are in roaming. And for the notifications, you can choose if you have the details or the icons only. Keep your privacy in mind. If you have the details, almost anyone will be able to read what you have on the phone if they are nearby. Then for the biometric security, privacy and location, we have, and also for Google, we have mainly the privacy settings. Here you can set up your fingerprints, your face recognition, your PIN, set up your privacy from all the points of view, including the location. So you can actually go in those settings and choose what you do prefer. Then for the accounts and backup, being a Samsung mobile, I can choose to back up my data on Samsung Cloud or to restore it from there or to use the Google Drive. So I have two sort of predefined clouds where I can back up my data. But I also have the smart switch, meaning that the smart switch will allow you through cable or wirelessly to import the data from your old device. If you just change your phone and you want to continue with the same apps, the same settings, gather the data from your previous phone to the new phone, you can use the smart switch. The digital well-being will allow you to use or leverage the AI, the artificial intelligence, and to have your phone as a companion and support you in your day-to-day life if you wish to activate it. And then for the battery and device care, here you always need to keep in mind that 100 is the best. 100 is what we want to have. If you have less, you can go here and click on Optimize Now, and then your phone will automatically optimize to 100% back. You have also the battery details, the estimated drying time. You can activate the power saving mode or not. You can set up your background usage limits, so how many apps you want to have sleep, deep sleep, and so on and so forth to leverage the battery at its most. And then you have the wireless power sharing if your phone is compatible with that functionality. What is wireless power sharing? Meaning that if your cell phone is able to have wireless charging, you can either charge it wirelessly or you can charge other devices such as other wireless charging phones or smartwatches or headsets. So you can choose what to have and also to set up the battery limit for the charge device, for the device that you want to charge using your own. Then you have the storage, where we have an overview about the storage, remaining space. You have the memory, which is actually the phone RAM. And you have the device protection. I would insist on the device protection, even if you are running an antivirus on your Android device. You can, however, activate the device protection, because that will be an extra layer for your safety. Then we have the apps, which will allow you to scroll through your apps, to choose the permissions, to add permissions, to remove permissions, to allow those apps to run in the background or not. So we can do whatever you want at the apps level. Then the general management will allow you to have your default settings for the keyboard, date and time, everything that is related to the general overview about your phone. So the setup for your machine, in our case the phone. Then the accessibility will give you access to some options regarding the visibility enhancements or hearing enhancements, or to choose about among the advanced settings if you want to. The software update will allow you to upgrade your Android version to a more recent release, or to even add patches to your current version. The tips and user manual will give you a set of tips. If you are online, you need to be online to access the tips and the user manual, where you can see some tips and tricks. I highly recommend you to check this out, because some of the settings are in some cases less used and might be interesting. And then in the about phone, you have your phone model, you have your email, and then in the software information, you can also click there, and if you click several times on the build number, you can add the developer option that we're not going to cover here, but that would be the final option that you have at the menu level. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any specific question, just let me know, comment it below. Please do like that video, subscribe to my channel, and see you soon. Bye bye.